Hello everyone, it's Jabbar here. We hear quite a bit of lore regarding mythical beasts from just about every corner of the planet. From the Sasquatches and red-haired giants of Native American folklore, to centaurs and mermaids of European mythology. Not surprisingly though, sub-Saharan folklore is largely unknown, dismissed, or outright excluded from popular culture. So today, I'll be covering 5 mythical beasts from African mythology. If you're visiting from episode 1 of this video, welcome to my channel. For everyone else, I recommend that you check out part 1 on Antoine Bandele's channel, who literally wrote a book on one of these epic beasts, which I'll be covering in this video. I'll leave a link for you guys below.
Hey guys, I'm Antoine. I have a YouTube channel where I mostly talk about my geek interests, including Avatar, Star Wars, and Harry Potter, among others. I've also delved into the world of publishing, writing my first book this year. It's about an old piece of African folklore, which is why I am here collaborating with Jabari.
And I'm very excited to be part of this, because we really need creators like Antoine to spread the beauty and complexity of African history, culture, and mythology around the world through the power of books and media. So without further ado, let's begin. The Kongamato. The Kongamato is a mythical beast not in the same sense as that of a centaur or unicorn. It's more comparable to a Sasquatch or Chupacabra, in the fact that it's a beast that is strongly believed by locals to actually exist and is reportedly seen in East Africa by eyewitness accounts to present day. In fact, explorer Frank H. Wellhane led an expedition in 1932 specifically to find this elusive creature, which is believed to exist in western Zambia. The locals described this creature to him as a flying reptilian creature with thick, leathery black skin. The first sighting to be publicized was in 1956 by engineer J.P.F. Brown. He claimed to have seen what he described as 2 prehistoric-looking creatures flying overhead on a road near Lake Bangweulu. He described them as having a wingspan of 3.5 feet long and having long, narrow tails. He also noticed that they had mouths full of razor-sharp teeth. This was only the beginning of a chain of similar sightings from other credible witnesses. What makes this even more interesting is that the descriptions of the Kongamato are eerily similar to that of a pterosaur, an extinct species of flying dinosaur believed to have died out sometime in the late Cretaceous period. However, recent theories suggest that the lack of more recent pterosaur fossils may only be attributed to the fact that their remains simply don't preserve very well, and that the creature may have gone extinct much later than previously thought. That is, of course, if they even died out at all. The Grootslang. In the northern Cape province of South Africa exists a barren and mountainous landscape that supports very little life. Or does it? A vast and unexplored cave system exists in this wasteland and is believed by locals to be the lair of a nocturnal beast whom they call the Grootslang. It is described as a gigantic creature resembling an elephant but with a long snake-like tail. It is said to come out only at night to feed on trespassers, as it guards a massive stash of diamonds and other gemstones. In 1917, British explorer Peter Grayson was attracted to the prospect of these gems and decided to take a small team of men out to locate and explore the cave system. During the journey, 2 of his men were wiped out by lion attacks. A few others fell weak to diseases. Among those that did not suffer from death or illness, Grayson is the only one who continued on with the journey, while the others helped transport the ill back to the nearest town to be cared for. Driven by the potential wealth, he ventured into the cave alone and was never seen again. Locals attribute his disappearance to the legendary Grootslang. It is suggested that this creature is a massive python species that has yet to be conclusively discovered, while others claim to have seen mysterious footprints that disappeared into a river. Since pythons clearly don't have feet, it may be an entirely different species altogether. Only time will tell whether or not this monstrous creature truly does exist. The Incan Yamba. Swirling around and coiling like a tornado, the Incan Yamba is a mythical serpent god from the Zulu religion. It writhes and twists as it reaches from the sky to the earth in a whirling rage. It is believed to grow large as it comes from the sky, and shrink after it retreats back down and manifests itself into water spouts. This concept parallels the belief of East Asian dragons, in which were also believed to manifest themselves into tornadoes and dust devils, which are still reportedly seen by eyewitness accounts in East Asia to present day. Perhaps there is some form of connection with their southern African counterparts. The Kishi. As mentioned earlier in this video, Antoine Bandele quite literally wrote a book on one of these mythical creatures, and that creature is known as the Kishi. The Kishi is a demonic creature from the folklore of Angolan peoples. They have been described as being young and charismatic men, who have the face of a human while bearing the face of a hyena at the back of their heads. The hyena face is concealed by long, thick hair, while the human part of them attracts young women, drawing them in with their good looks and charm. They also tend to be smooth talkers and present themselves to women as prospective boyfriends. Appearing flawless in every way, they draw in their prey after earning love and trust. Once the Kishi's human half wins the heart of the young woman, it proceeds to consume her alive with the hyena side of its head. The Ninkianka. Both the name and the description of this creature varies from place to place, but it undoubtedly has its origins in the mythology of West African peoples. It is generally described as being a creature of about 30 feet long with a crocodile-like body that lives in the mangrove swamps. Its head resembles a horse, only it has 3 horns with one in the center of its head. It is also described to have a very long neck like a giraffe. Most of the Ninkianka's time is spent submerged in the mud, where it takes the form of a massive snake, and it only comes out at night to fuel its incessant hunger. In 1935, a traveler to the area by the name of Thomas H. Dalrymple noticed the locals were reacting excitedly over something in or around the Gambia River. When he inquired about it the next morning, they claimed to have spotted the Ninkianka, with a description of it matching that of a dinosaur on display at the New York State Park. And lastly guys, there is another creature that wasn't quite on the list but will be an honorable mention thanks to a Patreon request from Grandmaster Crusader. The Mokele Mbembe. Like the Ninkianka and the Kongamato, the Mokele Mbembe is a dinosaur-like creature that is strongly believed by locals and even outsiders to actually exist. When European explorers first made contact with the indigenous peoples of the Congo rainforest in the 17th century, they received tales of a large creature that had a body of an elephant, but the head and neck of a serpent. Despite these stories and descriptions spanning vast areas throughout both of the modern-day Congos, Gabon, Cameroon, and Uganda, they still remain very consistent and similar. The creature is described as being absolutely massive, so much so that its name literally translates in the Lingala language to "one who stops the flow of rivers." The descriptions of it almost perfectly align with various plant-eating dinosaur species, such as the Brontosaurus or the Brachiosaurus. The probability of the creature's actual existence remains high, as the Congo rainforests have historically been sparsely populated and remain so to present. This area harbors countless species of plants and animals alike that have yet to be discovered by humans. Thanks for watching guys, and remember, if you didn't see the first 5 on this lineup, head over to Antoine Bandele's channel and check them out. Also guys, I'm not trying to turn this video into a sales pitch, you know me better than that. This channel's been around for a long time and this isn't really what I do. I'm not getting paid for this, I'm not getting sponsored for this, I just genuinely enjoy his book. I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, but I've been enjoying it a lot and I'm not even a book reader, so that's saying something. It's just really nice to see an author like him writing books on the awesome history and myths and legends of African people. So show your support to him if you can. He also just released his audiobook, so if you're like me, you don't like to actually read actual books or novels, then this can give you a much better option. Links can be found below, and always remember, we don't come from nothing.